Welcome to the Senses-Based Learning Introduction video. So in this video, we're going to discuss the project Senses-Based Learning, the Comenius Leadership Project. We're going to discuss what it is, how it started, why it matters, what we aim to achieve, and how you can get involved. First, let's discuss what is senses-based learning. Well, senses-based learning is a pedagogical method for tertiary education, focusing on exploring and developing sensory skills and critically reflecting on their importance in research and in professional practice. So, senses-based learning aims to rebalance and reassert the importance of sensory skills in tertiary education and in professional practice. So the Comenius Leadership Project aims to map existing practices, share knowledge, and kickstart it as a practice and integrate it in the curriculum. You might wonder how this project started. Well, it started as all good stories with a cup of tea and a bit of chocolate. Ilse van Lieshout, Anna Harris and I were having a cup of tea and a bit of chocolate in my office. Ilse van Lieshout is the head of art education department in Mares, the House of Contemporary Culture in Maastricht. And since 2016, the Mares has been leading a Training the Senses workshop, which is a long-term series of interactive workshops on the intersection of art and science. And the sessions focus on gaining and sharing physical knowledge with practical experiment. By actively training the senses, participants explore the environment in new ways. Anna Harris, on the other hand, had just finished writing her book, A Sensory Education, which was published by Routledge. Anna Harris does social study of medicine, and her work is grounded in ethnographic studies of contemporary medical practices. Her research is spanning the fields of anthropology, science and technology studies, medical education, medical humanities, and health sociology. I myself am a museum studies, art history, and literature history specialist, and I've been teaching for more than 20 years. And over the years, I've been known to experiment with educational modes. So we wanted to work together and we wanted to reassert the importance of senses in education. And we applied for a Comenius Leadership Scholarship, which gives us the means to dedicate time and means to develop educational projects that's financed by the Dutch government. So why does this senses-based learning project matter? Well, it has seemed to us urgent to reassert the importance of the senses in tertiary education. With the COVID-19 crisis, higher education institutions have been catapulted into partially or completely digital teaching. And a lot of the digital teaching is here to stay. And bodies are always present in digital learning spaces. But even though education has become largely disembodied, with less and less curriculum spaces dedicated to cultivating ways of knowing that extend beyond cognition. So with our project, we wanted to focus on the implications this has for sensory knowledge and for learning more generally. Sensory skills are essential to many fields of practice, and most researchers and professionals are being trained to become before all, expert observer, and so it is core to their education to sharpen their senses. We also believe that senses-based learning will lead to better learning because it is contextual, because it is interdisciplinary, and because it is transferable. Furthermore, we believe that senses-based learning will serve a diverse body of students because it is self-directed and student-centered, but also because it is individually tailored to each student's capacity and learning preferences. So what do we aim to achieve? Well, we started by trying to gather research on the impact of senses on learning in general, on memorization, on contextualization, networking, attention, retrieval of information, etc., etc. What we also did is that we mapped the senses learning in the faculties, in various faculties at our university, in Mares and beyond. And while we're doing that, we also did some stock taking of the needs of the field. What are the needs? What are the needs from each of the fields for different sensory skills? From that, we designed a proof of concept elective, which we are running and evaluating to try and see what is the best combinations, what is the best way of approaching senses-based learning for different fields. Can we also create electives that go across different fields? So we're trying that out with an elective on that is combining students from the art faculty and from the medicine faculty. Another one of our goals is to build interdisciplinary team to develop an extended sensory network. So it's a network of people that are interested in teaching senses-based learning with using senses-based learning, but also people that are experts in sensory skills. So wine taster, perfume makers, cooks, dancers, musicians, etc., etc. So from all this knowledge gathered, what we're going to do is to design and develop senses-based learning units of various sizes. So we think that the best way to approach senses-based learning is through interventions in the existing curriculum, either adding new elements or enhancing existing ones. So the interventions can take the shape of specifically designed learning units, such as courses, electives, or part of courses. It can be learning resources, physical or digital, and it can be activities, it can be specifically designed internships, etc., etc. And because of the nature of the interventions, then they can easily be integrated in existing curricula and with blended and digital learning, for example. So the final aim for this project is to develop what we call the Sensory Learning Lab. The Sensory Learning Lab is both a digital and a physical space. And the idea of this lab is to create a space where the teaching community can get together and share resources, share syllabus of courses, share tips and tricks to integrate small sensory skills exercises in their teaching, etc. So, and really try to gather the material of our research in a single place. The idea is that sensory learning lab will outlive the project itself and become a go-to place for people interested in senses-based learning. So you might be wondering, what's in it for me? How can I actually join this and help? Well, there's many ways in which you can do this. The first one is to join the Sensory Network. Get in touch. Join us to share knowledge, to attend events, join our think tanks. There's all kinds of ways in which the Sensory Network can be put to good use and really kind of be this kind of network of people that share around senses-based learning. The second thing you can do is to contribute to the Sensory Learning Lab. So the way in which you can contribute to our digital and physical Sensory Learning Lab activities and material is to share your syllabus, share your experiments, attend events, etc. So there's really something there that is a meeting point for our community. And then the last thing you can do is to try things out in your classroom and let us know how it works out. I think that's what we really want to communicate, is that senses-based learning is also a way to bring back fun into the classroom, to bring back, to challenge us as teachers to think about teaching differently. Thank you for your attention, and if you want to know more, don't hesitate to visit our website at www.sensesbasedlearning.org.